Hey everybody, Damo here, Charter Connection Fishing Charters and the Good Vessel Diversity. I'm in store in Top Catch Whangaparoa today. We're not fishing, there's a gale warning in force and this weekend looks like it could turn to custard from the east with some rain, so not particularly pleasant. The key to things at the moment is making sure that you get out there when the weather allows you so you can do it safely and successfully. Successfully as in catching trophy fish, which is what we did yesterday for the Top Catch Masterclass. Yesterday one of the anglers, Warren from Call It Ice, caught a 28.6 pound snapper out of very shallow water at the back of Little Barrier in quite blustery conditions. Now we'll show you exactly where we caught that fish, how we caught that fish, what gear we caught that fish with, and even how we landed it. So without further ado, the key to fishing in the shallows is making sure that you've got a very good burley trail, and yesterday we had a couple of wobble pots down. We're anchored at about 12 metres feeding back uphill to some structure and rocks, and I'll show you where shortly. In those wobble pots we were running the salmon burley, which you can buy at Top Catch. This is 100% New Zealand salmon, and these are very, very greasy. These are so greasy that when you pump the burley pot in 12 metres, where that structure is back behind you in 5 metres, big oil slicks come up as the current pushes it up, so it's a really good indication that you know your burley trail is working. If you're not seeing the slick coming back up on your structure, pump the burley pot and pump them hard. Salmon burley. The bait that Warren used, he used a number of baits during the day, so did all of us. Red plate pilchards, loligo squid, and of course the Top Catch bonito belly flaps. These are an excellent bait because again they're very, very oily, and they come easily packaged like this, so you get quite a few baits. Each bait is about the size of the palm of my hand, so these can be sort of split down the middle, turned so that the flesh is on the outside, the skin's on the inside. Weave your hook through and fire it down there with just enough weight to get it down. In some situations you won't need any weight. Yesterday we had quite big tides of 3.3, so we had to use about a 1 ounce ball sinker in 12 metres to get down. That was the bait that Warren used to catch his 28 pound snapper. Simple strayline rig is all you need, and these mustard rigs are very good. They come pre-packaged, so always a great thing to do on the way out is either tie your own or buy these pre-packaged rigs. Of course, Mustard and Gamakatsu and Owner, all very good hook brands, and it's the sort of gear you need. This is an 8-bar hook, so you'll see that there's a lot of penetration power, and also you can run quite a good sized bait. Now the key to actually being successful in these areas is making sure that you're hooking up and using with the right gear. Yesterday Warren was using a spinning reel set, very similar to this Shimano. This is the bait runner that superseded the 600C. This is the 1200 OC Shimano bait runner. Has the bait runner feature so that the fish can run, and then when you want to strike, you're in gear. So you can set your drags and everything very successfully with that. These are great for casting and also very good for straylining. Comes on the Apex rod, which is the upgrade from, say, the Aquatip or those lower breeds of rod, if you like. And check out the price. There's an awesome saving here, so get into your Top Catch and get into that combo for your winter straylining. The other way of doing it, and my preferred way, is with overhead reels. I find I stay in touch with the bait a lot better. I can control the descent. I can also rely on using a good quality lever drag like the Tyneros. This is a Tyneros 8. I also like the Toriums as well. They're a very good reel. This Tyneros on the Shimano Tyneros rod as well is an exceptional price. These are normally sort of 450 bucks, but you can get these now for less than 300. So these are a couple of really good deals to set yourself up for winter straylining, and this is the sort of gear that you need when fishing 10, even more kgs of mono for those big snapper. Now, the key thing to catching big snapper is always going to be location. You can go and look for the best snapper you like in the world, but if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time of year, you're going to get skunked. If you come over here, I'll show you where we've been catching these big snapper. This is Little Barrier Island, and Little Barrier, of course, is sort of out on its own in the middle of the Gulf. It's, the great thing about Little Barrier, there's always some shelter there for it somewhere. Now, along the back here in southwesterly breeze offers quite a lot of shelter, and you can just see by all the little crosses and asterisks, these are all your underground, your underwater rocks. This whole area, this whole coastline is an absolute mecca for giant snapper. And these are the sort of places that you need to target. Conversely, if it's a northwesterly breeze, Some of these areas here, again, you can see in Bruce Duncan's book here, which are also available at Top Catch and are a great resource. All these red marks are big snapper territory areas, and that's the sort of places you really need to be targeting at Little Barrier for these big snapper. Okay, so coming up over this next week, it looks like we've got a bit of dirty weather through to about Wednesday, and then we're going to be back out there doing it again. Get in touch with Craig at Top Catch Glen Innes if you're interested in doing one of these master classes. Also get in touch with Craig if you're interested in doing some of the lure fishing master classes, which will be coming up. I believe with Craig and Paul Senior and myself, we're going to be fishing in the Gulf and the Outer Gulf and chasing those spring workups. So, and some of the new gear that's coming through just quietly, you haven't seen it yet, but there's some very cool stuff coming, and you're going to be taught how to use all that and be able to enjoy probably some pretty good discount on that stuff if you're in the master classes as well. Anyway, so get out amongst it. My tips are going to be top of Coromandel, Little Barrier as we've discussed, and then up around the bottom end of Waiheke, Happy Jacks, through that coast, but in close and shallow water. Also, I'd be looking at the Carwell coast, Takatu coast, and up the Rodney coast into Omaha Bay, staying out of that Takatu Marine Reserve over this next few weeks. Get out there, play safe, and go get some.